Can anyone else relate? When you got a big project, you get a big mess. And so I'm just leaving my desk the way it is right now because I'm in the process of planning how I'm going to print my pictures. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Hello, my name is Nikki and I'm with Nikki's Scrapbooking Adventures. So today we're talking about how I'm choosing the photos. So at this point in the process, let's recap. I've picked my paper. I've glued my base paper. I've put my magnets in, of course. You make sure you do that before your paper. Now I did use liquid adhesive on these pages, so they're not coming up. In addition, I put a magnet in every single spot because the magnet that I'm using is thinner than the magnet that they recommend for this album. So I did put a magnet in every spot. I think if I had used the magnets that they had recommended, I wouldn't have had to do that. However, I want this to be around for a long time, so I want it to stay closed, you know, and protect my stuff. As you can see around me, I have a whole bunch of the ephemera, or memorabilia, from my trip kind of scattered around, but I have it in certain groups. So right here, that's Graceland. Right here is Bass Pro. Right here's the Peabody. Here is, underneath this is the MLK Museum. Just all of that stuff that I want to kind of try to incorporate in this book. Now, like I talked about in the beginning, that's not going to happen. However, when you're looking and choosing your photos, you also have to be worried about space. So it's good to have a reminder of what's around you to figure out what you're going to do. Now, this may be silly and it may not be, but I picked up this postcard because I wanted it somewhere on the front. I'm thinking the best place for this is actually going to be right here. Now here's the dilemma. I don't want to cut this down. I want it to be full. So I've got to figure out if I'm going to double this up with cardstock just on this section so that it's a little bit thicker, or I'm just going to assume it's going to get wrecked over time, and it is what it is, right? This would be adhered with liquid glue because I don't want it coming off. But I think that looks really cool. In the comments down below, please let me know what you think. What I'm also thinking then for the cover is something like, oh, Vacay Vibes is too big, or Time to Roam, or something with those arrows pointing a whole bunch of different ways. I think that would be fun. So I was hoping Vacay Vibes would work, but I don't want it to go across more than one flap. I want it to be just right here. So we'll see what happens. In the comments below, tell me what you think. Should I double up on this postcard so it's a little bit more sturdy? What title should I put right here? Because it already has Memphis, and it's going to say Memphis Tripped on the side here. So I don't really want to put Memphis again. Let me know. Okay, let's get back to the topic at hand. Let's talk photos. So I have already pre-planned where I want what from my trip. So in here, I already have my notebook in here. You can kind of see it sticking out there, which is fine. I've already put my notebook in. Now, one thing I did do that I wasn't really planning on doing, but just did anyway because I thought that was a really good idea. I have a magnet in here. So you see that magnet right there? That's so this stays in here. I don't think this is going to stay permanently, but when I put it back in here, it's stuck. So then it's not likely to fall out. That's one thing. I don't want it to get damaged. So that is what it is. Okay, I've already started thinking and brainstorming what I want to do with this top page. So these are not adhered very well. It's just a little bit of ATG, just like I did with the paper in the beginning. And they are falling off. So it is what it is. But this is what my thought process is. And then I thought it would be fun to use this pamphlet and add these circles kind of throughout, because we went to see all of these things. That's why I picked these up, because we did the Memphis Hop, we did the Blues Tour City, like we did everything on these pamphlets. And so I thought that was a kind of neat little nod to how good I am at planning trips. But I will probably just cut this part out and place it on top of these. So that was my thought process with this one. Now, when I originally started this, right, we talked about how I think people are going to go to the left-hand side first. So That's how I planned it. I already have a picture from this day, and I printed it already. I think I'm going to reprint these so that it's on matte photo paper, because matte photo printer paper seems to hold up better than glossy. You don't see the fingerprints and all that kind of stuff, so I probably will end up reprinting this. Plus, I don't really think this is a very good image in the printing quality with the paper that I used. For some reason, I didn't like this paper. Whatever was off. So, plan for this page right here, 4x6 photo, introduction to the thing. And then I took a brochure and I cut it down, because I thought, what a great way to tribute. This is where we went, and it's going to kind of land somewhere on the page here. And I'll just cut it just at a rectangle. So that's in here. 4x6 plus pamphlet is what I wrote on my sticky note. These sticky notes are going to save me through this entire process. Okay, so then I've got my scrapbook generation stuff here. I have a handwritten note from Debbie Sanders herself that's going to go in here somewhere. And I've got 2 photos that I want to use plus a video. So most likely these are going to be 4x3 photos and a video, and I'm thinking staggering and then tucking this in here somehow. I'm not going to add a whole bunch of flips and flaps because this album is already so bulky, and I have a lot of ephemera that I want to add to it. So I just have a feeling that adding more flips and flaps is going to be an issue later on. Okay, so opening it this way. Now I've got another museum spot, and I've chosen a fish spiral ×2 big fish and turtle. So I'm going to try to get 4 photos on this thing, which is absolutely possible because a 4x6 fits nicely, and I can just use my Project Life app to get them 2x3s. And I don't have to necessarily do a 4x6, you know, just straight in the middle. I can move them and layer them just like I would like a normal scrapbook page. And then opening it up, I've got big tank, jellyfish, and 2 under tanks. So that's 4 photos again on here. 2 photos on this one, black bear and staircase. 1 photo right here. It's probably going to be a 4x6. Let's see. Might not be. It will probably not be. Well, it could be. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I haven't decided that part yet. What I might do is just print 4x6 with a border, and then I just cut the border off, and then it fit perfectly. I could also choose to use a couple of these postcards that I grabbed. But I also can use these postcards as ephemera. And let me tell you what I'm thinking here, okay? So I've got 4 photos here, and I described them so I know which ones to pull into my Project Life app when I'm planning these pages. 3 photos here, and 3 photos plus a video here. Now this is part of the pamphlet, so don't be afraid to cut these up, right? These are good quality photos, you might as well use them. So I'm thinking this would be kind of fun to put like as a little badge or an ephemera. There's a little saying there, take a journey around the world. That could be like a title. This image is beautiful, and one of the ones I actually was gonna pick off my own camera roll, so I might as well just use the professional one. And then just the amount of walking that we had to do with this was crazy. 1.5 miles. Plus you had to take in all of the information. Plus, yeah, it was just a lot. It was a big museum. This would be a cute little badge to add as ephemera. This is actually one of the photos I was going to print too. And then you've got just the front of the building and this river monster tunnel. So I just cut some photos out of that pamphlet. I threw the rest of the pamphlet away because I don't need it after this. So these are going to kind of tuck in here. And as I'm working on these pages with you, I will get that ephemera set up. Okay, next one. Again, doing the same process. Going through my phone, going to the date on Google Photos, because that's the awesome part, is Google Photos allows you to search for items, but also dates. So everything is uploaded to Google Photos. I was able to go 4/5/23, and I got, okay, I definitely need an internet photo. I got 1 photo of the roaster, and then I've got a whole bunch of stickers. So again, making sure that I remember what I have to use. And then I didn't really take as many pictures as I thought of Bass Pro. So there's like 2 or 3 photos here, and then I've got 1 photo here, which is going to be 4x6, but it might end up being 3x5. Yeah, 4x6 is too big. So again, I can do the trick with a border and cut the border down. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 photos here and 2 photos here. Perfect. Right? So having these sticky notes is like saving me in this process, because I can identify what pages are doing what and all that stuff. So the next page, I don't know what's going to happen when people open this album. I feel like I keep pulling this part, which is fine, right? I can do this, whatever. But it's going to have the inside of the house, more inside of the house, and then I really want to put the word Graceland right here. I think that's perfect. I wonder if I should do... maybe refold this. I don't know. No, I really want Graceland right there. And then there's 4 photos of the hotel. 3, 4, and then a quote. But I also have a whole bunch of this ephemera stuff. And so I will print all of these photos, and then as the process goes on, I might just decide, hey, I don't really want this. I want to use this instead. Because I have like a copy of his driver's license, which I think is kind of cool. So yeah, Graceland's got a lot of real estate, just like the museum did. Okay, Gibson's. I've got 2 photos of that, outside and inside. So I probably could fit 2 4x6s on here. Probably do 4x3s. I don't know. We'll see. That's a big landscape, and it would be fun to decorate this page. Okay, and then Shadrack's blue build site. So I've got 2 photos going to go right here. Hotel sign, and then I think I'm going to do some stuff here. Plus I have a whole bunch of the memorabilia, so I have to kind of think of that. Like I've got 1, 2, 3 spots for MLK, and that's it. And there was a lot of information jam-packed, and so I have a feeling what's going to end up happening, even though I say 3 photos here, there's going to be a lot of ephemera on this page, so I want to make sure that I have room for that. So 3 photos is the perfect size. And then 3 photos here. Still have to figure out what I'm going to do with Jerry Lawler's background paper. I really kind of want red, but red's not really in this collection. So I might just keep it the way it is and just say, haha, you know. So I've got 2 photos there, 2 photos here, and then 1, 2, 3 photos here plus a video. And I want to be able to, so in the Peabody, their theme is the ducks, right? So I want to be able to use some of this as ephemera. Like tuck that under there, put this down here. You know, oh, isn't that cute? I really like that idea. Yeah, that's going to go right there. That's cute. And then I've got some of this stuff. Like I got some things that I can use for that one. And that video is so freaking good. If you get a chance to try to scan the QR code when I'm done with this one, definitely do it, because it was great. Got Bass Pro, sightseeing, family stuff, and more family stuff. So these 2 pages, for privacy reasons, will be covered. Or I might not even finish them, just for privacy. My family doesn't want me to share their videos and stuff online, so I'm not going to. I'm going to respect their privacy. So that is that. So much fun. So when you're picking photos, go ahead and use sticky notes to help you plan what pages you're going to do, and what photos you're going to put on those pages. Because then you can go to your Project Life app or Canva or whatever you're using to shrink your photos to the size that you need them and then print them out. This album I'm going to do matte photos because of the fingerprint issue. And I just think they're still the good quality. But I hope that helped anybody trying to do a project like this kind of figure out what they're going to do for their project. I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.